in because we have to and no one else does. This is your boy Step Back Kid, Mikey B. We're in the flesh. We're going to get busy and talk about the situations on the rosters and go through all of the trades again and transactions as of March 25th. So this is going to be a long video. Hold your feet because it's worth it. Let's jump into it. There was a movement on the 25th. That was kind of that trade deadline. A lot of players went to different teams, and it made teams better. It gave other folks opportunity. And I think a lot of folks looked at the trade deadline and the moves made and thought, oh, that's it. This is over. This is how the rosters are going to be. I'm going to tell you something. The game has just started, and there's a lot of talent out there. And you can see by the Lakers picking up Ben Mclemore is the reason why I'm making these videos, because there's still waivers and buyouts that can be done for teams and to make another team better. Let's go through some of the things that stand out to me from a movement perspective that I did not talk about in previous videos. The Boston Celtics trade of Jeff Teague for Evan Fournier. The Fournier to the Celtics gave them another scorer off the bench, a solid vet, a proven player in the NBA. So not young, you don't know what you're gonna get. And now they kind of have almost a four-headed monster from an offensive perspective on Boston. You got Kemba Walker, you got your boy Jay Tatum, you got Mr. Brown, and now you add on Fournier. So that's pretty nice for them to get that, even though the main thing they needed was size. But be advised, they get Williams and Tristan Thompson fully healthy. Plus, they got the big, tall guy on the bench. I'm not going to mention his name because he should be playing more. I think they have enough size if they play him. So I'm going to continue through. All right? So that was a great move. I'm going to skip through on the Gary Clark and all that good stuff, right? I want to kind of get into the Marquise Chris was traded to the Spurs. The Spurs went ahead and waived Marquise Chris. We're going to look at that, all right? I'm going to keep going up. This is some other moves. The trade that included the Boston Celtics trading for Javonte Green and Daniel Tice. I think Green gives them an excellent opportunity from an athletic perspective. A slept-on trade pick that no one's talking about. I'm telling you, the kid can ball. He can jump. Him alongside Mr. What's his name? Levine makes them an exciting team. I know he's not going to play too many minutes. He's not known, but that's something that no one's talking about. He could be deadly. I am the introspective of the streets, so I know the depth of a player and who's good or not. Something that these, I would say, announcers on, the mainstream TV shows don't have the time to look at, but I do. All right, let's keep going through. Austin Rivers traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to look back at that. Also, Ignas Brazdeikis to the Sixers. People are not looking at Ignas as anything. Be careful. Very, very deadly player. Now, this is what I want to get into. All right. We know about the waiver of LaMarcus Aldridge, but what about these waivers? This is very interesting. Mfiondu Kabengele, exciting player out of Florida State, was waived from the Sacramento Kings. At this point in time, the kid is still available. Let's think about what he could do for a team, all right? Long, he had a jumper in college, a good defensive anchor. Interesting. Here goes what I would want to talk, big talk about, right? Jabari Parker gets waived from the Sacramento Kings, all right? That is huge. That is huge. That's huger than if Kevin Love gets waived from the Cleveland Cavaliers. There are still players out there that change the trajectory of a team. Kevin Love, I'm thinking Miami right away. They've been dying and searching for a power forward. I'm thinking Miami if Kevin Love gets waived. Next, let me continue on. Myers Leonard gets waived from the Oklahoma City Thunder. A big man that can shoot the three. It's pretty solid inside. He's had some social media issues that's killing him. So Jalen Leak, big star coming out of high school, had a tremendous G League season. He gets waived. I'm interested to see where he goes. Who could pick him up? He's an exciting young talent. Give him a shot. New York, let's go. Gorgie Jang, I think he got picked up. We know about the Drummond move. What about this on the 27th? Jeff Teague got waived from the Orlando Magic, and where'd he end up? No one's talking about this, guys. He goes over to the Milwaukee Bucks. They add on another guard after losing Bledsoe, right? They get your boy off of the Pelicans, a defensive anchor who gets re-signed for a big contract. But now I think they finally get a point guard in Jeff Teague. Very, very dangerous Milwaukee teams. And they lost DJ Augustine too. So this fills that role. I'm pretty much excited for what Giannis can do with this squad. That is an underrated move that no one's talking about. There will be a separate video, but let's think about that, man. That's a big move. We know Moses Brown's going off for Oklahoma City Thunder. I talk about teams, you know what? When you let the young boys roll, they do their thing. Let them roll. How about these pickups right here? Austin Rivers is waived. Okay, I'm not sure the health of Marquise Chris. No, he broke the leg. Not sure what they're going to get out of Marquise. But if he's at all healthy, I doubt it this year. But that's somebody to pick up. Austin Rivers is definitely a pickup. Where does he land? Terrence Ferguson gets waived from the freaking Knicks. I don't think that was a good move for the Knicks, but they were guard heavy. Where does Terrence Ferguson go, right? Does he get an opportunity somewhere? Now you see the Jeff Teague signing, all right? Alize Johnson, extremely great effort on the Brooklyn Nets. Great job from him. I think his thing's expiring now. Don't know how they signed him, but Alize Johnson definitely proved himself. Norvell Pele gets signed to a 10-day contract. Not sure what the Knicks were doing there. He gets picked up everywhere. He must be a great practice player. I'm going to continue on. Isaiah Thomas, we know, gets picked up by the Pelicans. Not sure that gets him to the playoffs. Here goes another underrated move no one's talking about. Ben Mclemore jumped off on the Houston Rockets as they start their rebuild. He goes to the Lakers. You saw what he did last night. Yeah, there'll be a video on that. I told you, if you get the right free agents, your team is deadly. Just because they're not making waves on one team, it may be the coaching, it may be the system, it may be the direction of the team. Ben Mclemore was hiding on the bench on the Rockets. Now he gets signed. Drew Holiday was the guy I was talking about earlier. Him paired with Jeff Teague is exciting. Let's keep going. Houston Rockets claim Daquan Jeffries, so they let my man go and Ben McLemore and get Daquan Jeffries. Interesting play there. Okay, now Clippers signed DeMarcus Cousins. All right, Knicks signed John Henson. These are small, underrated moves for guys. Especially Cousins, a former All-Star, finally get an opportunity, right? So I love this play. Lakers signed as free agent Ben McLemore. They went and signed the boy, and he made waves last night against the Nets. We're going to talk about that in another video. Sacramento re-signs Damien Jones. Not sure why the Lakers let him go. I thought there was space for him and Drummond, and I actually thought Damien Jones was the advantage from an athletic perspective, not experience perspective. Not sure why they let the kid go. Had a tremendous run with the Lakers, all right? Now, Dwayne Dedmon goes ahead and signs with the Miami Heat. Miami Heat should have been looking at Damian Jones, all right? I'm not sure Dwayne Dedmon is better than Damian Jones. I don't know why Damian Jones is getting bounced around the league, but if you need a big that can block shots, he's the guy you want to go to. Big athletic freak. Now, the Knicks waive Ignas Brazdeikis. Not sure why they did that. Interesting. We know about the Hollis Jefferson move. He signs with the Portland Trailblazers, and Jerome Robinson was dropped. Very interesting play for that team. Not sure why. But at the end of the day, after all these moves, you can see there's talent out there. And the biggest talent to me right now is the Sacramento moves. When you look at the loss of Mr. What's his name? Jabari Parker, Austin Rivers. I have a strong Northeast liking for anyone from Northeast, so forgive my bias. It is what it is. Jalen Leak definitely is a guy that I'm saying what's good, what's really good. You got to figure out a way to get this guy on your roster. If you're looking for a scoring guard, he's not really a pure point guard, but he can do it. This is somebody that you got to look at, right? We know about some of the moves with Terrence Ferguson's another guy, right? I think he's still a talent. I think he never got to spread his wings with the Oklahoma City Thunder. A tremendous leaper that just never. I haven't seen him really dunk in the NBA. It's a shame. You put a guy in the right offense, he can go. I'm not sure what team really. I mean, with the loss of Isnas Brazdeikis, I'm not sure why the 76ers are not looking at this kid. Just pull him on. I know. I think he may have been waived from the Sixers. Yeah. Why won't you relook to pick him back up? I'm not sure why he's not making rosters. There's something up with Ferguson. He can shoot the three. Another guy that I just saw was Mr. Glenn Robinson Jr. was waived. So you know that's another move. I don't know where that one went, but he was waived off of the Sacramento Kings. And for me, these are all players that are exceptional role players, exceptional talents, and can make waves. Now, I'll make another video on where these guys should go, but to say that this season is over, there's still a couple players that can definitely swing the boat or swing the odds in your favor if you pick them up. Glenn Mclemore is a perfect example. I know it's one game with the Lakers. It's all about how you search for talent. Are you in these streets or are you talking behind the podium? That's the difference. Us guys is in these streets. Step back kid, just going through the free agents or waivers that could potentially make some waves in the NBA. There's still more to come. Whoever is sorry, whatever team is sorry right now, Cleveland, all those guys, there's potential that there's vets on those teams that could be waived. Kevin Love comes to mind. Yeah, I had to keep going. Kevin Love comes to mind. Let me look at all the sorry teams real quick, man. I was about to jump off, but you know what? Let me go in. Let's look at the standings, and let's just go ahead, quick look at the rosters on who could be available. I'm going in. I got to, man. I love this ball game, man. Detroit Pistons. Let's look at that squad. Who could be waived off of there who's old school, man? Let's just look at the roster real quick. Actually, I'm going to make another video. Hold back, step back. It is what it is. I'm going to go back in. We're going to look at rosters and guys that could be waived. I'm stepping out. Peace.